The power and responsibility of words. In today's devotional, we'll explore what kind of damage uncontrolled tongue brings about, and we will look at ways we can remedy that. James 1:19-26. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. For the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of God. Wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your souls. But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. For if any be a hearer of the word, and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass. For he beholdeth himself, and goeth his way, and straightway forgets what manner of man he was. But whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty, and continueth therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man shall be blessed in his deed. If any man among you seems to be religious, and bridleth not his tongue, but deceiveth his own heart, this man's religion is vain. We are given 2 eyes and 2 ears, but 1 mouth. That is maybe so we hear and observe more than we speak. And when we speak, we need to be mindful of what we say. Is what we say necessary to be said? Is what we say helpful to others, or does it offend? James, the half-brother of Jesus, understood how dangerous the tongue is and committed a whole chapter to discuss the tongue. In chapter 3 of the book of James, we read on verse 2, For in many things we offend all. If any man offend not in word, the same is a perfect man, and able also to bridle the whole body. What are the ways we offend people? Gossip, snide comments, sarcasm, lies, insensitive comments, rude remarks, being dismissive, making fun of others, etc., are some of the most common. James in chapter 3 verse 3 says, Behold, we put bits in the horses' mouths, that they may obey us, and we turn about their whole body. Behold also the ships, which though they be so great, and are driven of fierce winds, yet are they turned about with a very small helm, whithersoever the governor listeth. The biggest cruise ship can hold 10,000 people, and yet it's controlled by a little helm. Some of the cruise ships out there are taller than the Empire State Building. Aircraft carriers also are massive structures that traverse oceans with just a tiny joystick. James is saying our tongue has the same kind of effect on us. As a captain of a ship navigates from sea to shiny sea, carefully steering the ship, we need to control our tongue carefully. Talking about steering wheels, we need to stay in our lanes. Most car accidents are caused by people getting in other people's lanes or by speeding too much. Both the steering wheel and the gas pedal are small parts of the car, but if we don't operate them properly, we can put our lives and other people's lives in danger. James also represents the tongue as a fire and a wild beast that cannot be tamed. I encourage you to read the whole of chapter 3 from the book of James. Jesus has taught us that we speak out of the abundance of our heart. Therefore, in order to control the tongue, we need to know what is in our heart. The tongue is only the tip of the iceberg. As the most dangerous part of the iceberg is found under the water, our heart could be full of dangerous venom that we need to address first. David in Psalm 139:23-24 says, Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me, and know my thoughts, and see if there be any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. We need to ask God to reveal to us what is in our heart so that we can repent of the evil thoughts that are deep in our consciousness. Only then can we have a firm grip on our tongue. Proverbs 18:21 says, Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruits. If what we have in our hearts is life-giving positivity and fruits of the Spirit, we speak those things to the benefit of others. But what we have in our heart is negativity and evil thoughts. Then what comes out when we speak is something that would cause grave damage to us and others. Jesus has warned us in Matthew 12:36-37 by saying that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned. Let's use our words to encourage, edify, and exhort.